So the question, was can I go over some of the open tunings for some of those classic blues players?
Just explain like Elmore James and stuff, 'cause I do play different
Yeah.
and I just get this whole different feel from it.
Exactly. And
I haven't grasped it all still.
yeah, and the thing is, the bottom line with open tunings, and I'll go into those in just a second, but no matter whether you're playing 3 strings, 2 strings, 6 strings, the concept of an open tuning is that the strings, when they're open, before you play them, fret them, slide them, anything, they're tuned to a chord. They're tuned harmoniously. So when you think about holding a slide, you're basically playing with one finger. You're not playing with multiple fingers on different frets anymore. So everything has to be in a line. And when you tune to a chord, you're making that nut. That's your line. That's basically just like a slide right there. It's in a straight line. So when you move that slide up, you're taking that same harmony that you just tuned to with that chord and you're moving it up and down the fretboard to different locations. So you're changing the pitch of it. So if it's a major chord you're tuned to, you're moving a major chord up and down the fretboard. If it's minor, you're moving a minor chord up and down the fretboard. Also, for certain notes, like if there's 2 notes that sound particularly good together, you tune to that difference, basically that difference between the 2 notes, the interval, and you play it with that one finger, that slide, so it'll sound good, but you have to tune it to that interval in order for you to be able to do it on the slide.
You ever take the slide and turn it sideways like a resonator guitar, where you make it a minor third?
You can, yes, you can tilt the slide like that. Because a lot of times with lap steel, you'll see lap steel players play, and then they'll tilt the bar, the tone bar. It's a lot easier to do on lap steel than it is to do on guitar because of your range of motion. To do that, accurately and then move it up and down, the fretboard, it's a lot easier to tilt it and move it up and down like this, or tilt it that way and move it up and down. So you'll see a lot more lap steel players play like that. Something that I do to, accommodate for that is I'll use my fingers sometimes with the slide. Use my fingers. Those are very minute motions with me, because a lot of times I'll be playing 3 strings with the slide and 1 with my finger behind the slide or above it. So that takes a lot of practice, a lot of fine nuanced playing, but can be really great because you can throw in, almost give yourself a different tuning. The B-bender on a guitar was invented to do what basically a pedal steel. So pedal steel, you're pressing pedals and actually changes the tuning. So it's almost like having one string just change tuning really smoothly. There are some people who notch an entire notch in the guitar for the B string, and there's like a spoon coming out or something, that you rock against your waist, and that bends it just like a pedal steel pedal. And so you can do that on guitar, but it takes a lot of modification, and generally you're, digging out holes in solid body guitars and things like that. But generally, so the answer is yes, you can definitely tilt, and I've seen people do that. I've done that before, but I generally use my fingers instead, or just use a different tuning. Some of my favorite open tunings, though, for 6-string, the best way I could explain it is I've got at the top of my blog, which is rootsmusicschool.org. You can get there through my website, justinjohnsonlive.com, or my instructional page, rootsmusicschool.com. But I've got an article there just for open tunings for blues playing, and it's all on 6-string, and it gives you examples of each sound. So like you're saying, the Elmore James style tuning, that open E or open D on the 6-string guitar, you just listen to it and you're like, yeah, like that sounds like blues to me, you know what I mean? With tunings with open E and open D tuning on 6-string guitar, you're going to have more of a Dwayne Allman, Derek Trucks, Elmore James, ZZ Top style sound. They generally used a lot of those tunings, open E and open D. With open G and open A,
you're saying open E. What are you? Is that E, G sharp, B, E?
Starting from low to high, it's basically like you're tuning it as if you were playing an open E chord, down on the standard tuning guitar. So you tune those ones up a whole step, that one up, the third. So it's a major. It would be root, 5th, root, major 3rd, 5th root. And so then there's tunings like open G and open A, which are essentially the same tuning, but just a whole step apart. And that'll give you more of that classic Delta blues sound, like Robert Johnson style especially. He did a lot in open G and open A style sound. And then there's a lot of great stuff you can do in standard and drop D. I tune to a lot of minor chords. But the most thorough way to do it, without me throwing out the alphabet over and over again, is to get that article, and I can show you where it is personally after this if you want, but you can go to rootsmusicschool.com or rootsmusicschool.org and find a ton of information on open
I guess
tunings.
what's confusing me was when you say open G, when you got the open G, you got G, D, G, B. That's the other one's got the chord, that root.
Exactly.
That creates a whole different sound. When you say E, it's more like which one? More like the G or the A to me.
Yeah, I mean it's all really, it comes down to intervals. So if you're tuning it, so open G is one whole step lower than open A, but it's the exact same tuning. So the same patterns, but you're just lower or higher by one whole step. But it gets confusing because when you look at all the letters, they all sound 6 different letters.
The G is different. It doesn't have the 1, 3, 5 like the A tuning.
Yeah, it has 1, 5. Well, on 6 string, it would have 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, 5. And so the top 3 are root, 3rd, 5. But so yeah, that's what's different about it. So that's why it's good to learn. Like I said, if you learn on the 3 string, yeah, you're just shifting it really, and that's when it becomes easier to understand. You're really shifting the same 3 notes all over the place, whether it's on 3 string or 4 string or 6 string. And again, basically that's why it's easier to learn on 3 or 4 strings, because you're learning a simple box, a chunk of it. Then you can apply it to all the 6 string tunings.
Want to try one more?
Yeah, I'll try one more. That's a good way to, and then I'll be getting ready for the show. Awesome. So
I'm probably way out.
did you build this one?
No.
Okay. Let's see. So this again fretted. It's got high action. I like this cool angle on the neck there, the headstock. It's got the single coil, so you can hear the single coil buzz just slightly.
You're saying if you had 2 single coils, you would have if you put them on a phase, it eliminates the hum?
Exactly. And I'll do that. I'm going to do just to change it up, I'll do a root 3rd, 5th on a 3 string, the tuning. And I teach a lot of, also I have 5 DVDs, so I teach a lot of tunings, full song walkthroughs, a lot of them have tabs. And also my book has scales and chords for the 3 and 4 string and open G. And so there's all kinds of thorough instruction. My most thorough instruction is what I do in the DVDs and in the book that'll really go into detail about the tunings and how you apply them in different places and what you can play with them.
You use this one very much?
This tuning?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.